Hi everyone, today we're going to learn how to evaluate a sinusoidal function. So for each of these following functions, we're going to use our graphing calculator to find f of x for the given value of x. For example, when x is 8.3, we are interested to know what is f of 8.3. Or also, we need to find the first three positive values of x for the given value of f of x. For example, here, f of x equal to 5, and we are interested to know for what values of x, f of x is equal to 5. Before working on these problems, let's go over the graph of sinusoidal functions quickly. As you see, this is a sinusoidal function. It could be either sine or cosine, but it's repeating itself forever from the right side and the left side. So the function is going up, down, and up, down. So let's say here we want to know for what values of x, f of x is equal to 2. The best way to figure this out is to draw a line at f of x equal to 2. So at the y equal to 2, I draw a line here. So to find the x values, I just need to find the intersects between this line and the graph. And as you see, we have multiples of them because this function is repeating itself. So it's intersecting this line at multiple points. So we do not have only one answer. We have several answers, or basically infinite number of answers. So when the question is asking find the first three positive values of x, for example, for this one, I just need to find x value for this point, this one, and this one. These are the first positive values of x when f of x is equal to 2. Like these two, for these two, because x is on the left side of the x-axis, the x values are negative. Okay, so let's work on this problem. We have f of x equal to 2 plus 5 cosine of pi over 10 times x minus 3. And we're interested to find f of 8.3. So the first thing is to have the calculator out and enter this function into y, which I already did it here. So y equal to 2, 5 cosine of pi over 10, x minus 3. Now, let's have a look at the graph. This is the graph of the function. And I want to know for what value, I want to know what is f of 8.3. To find f of 8.3, I just need to go to second, trace, and the first one, which is value, I need to choose this one, value. And then it's asking for the x value. The x was 8.3. So the value of y when x is 8.3 is 1.52, and so on and so. So you can pick only the first three numbers, the first three decimal numbers. So this is the first part. Now for the second part, which says f of x equal to 5, we are interested to find the first three positive values of x for the given value of f of x. So we're going to define another equation, y equal to 5 here. So we have two graphs, actually, two functions that we graph. One is this cosine function, the other one is this straight line, this horizontal line. And by graphing those, we see that we have multiple answers here. We have multiple points that these two graphs are intersecting each other. So we're interested to find the first three positive answers. So basically, we need to look for this one, 1, 2, and 3. These are the first three positives. Well, this one is 0, so I'm not going to take that one. I'm just going to take the first three positive ones. So how do I find that? I go to second, trace, and number 5, intersect. So it's asking for the first curve. This is the first curve, enter. And then it's asking for the second curve. This is the second curve. Again, I put enter. And then it's asking, what is your guess? So I need to go and move my cursor on top of the point, which is the intersect of these two. So I'm going to move that here and stay on top of that point. Then enter. So the first one is 5.951. This is the first intersect point. And then I want to find the next one. Again, I'm going to do the same thing. Second, trace, 5. Then it's asking for the first curve and the second curve. So the first one is already here. Like this is the first curve. And then the second one is here. Again, I just hit enter. And then it's asking for the guess. So you need to move the cursor to the second point that you're looking for, like this one. And then enter. So it's 20.040. This is the second point. Then to find the third one, second graph, second trace, and then I go to 5. Again, it's asking for the first curve. So this is the first curve. I'm standing on the first curve, then the second curve, enter. Then I need to go to the point, which is intersect of these two lines. And that's here. So this will be the x value for the second intersect. When y is 5, at this point, x is 25.95 something. Okay, now I'm going to do number 6 of your homework for you. Again, here we have a sinusoidal function, and we want to know what is f of 4.3, and also what are the values of x when y is negative 4.5. So the first thing that we want to do is to enter this function into the calculator. So we go to calculator and we press y equal to, and then enter the function into your calculator. Now I can graph the function. You see, this is the graph of this function. Now, we're interested to know what is f of 4.3. So x is 4.3. We want to know what is the y value when x is 4.3. So I go to second trace. Second trace. Then the first one, which is value. Now, x is 4.3. The y value will be negative 3.76 something. And that's here. So when x is 4.3, y is this value. You just need to write that down. And then we want to know what is the x value when f of x is equal to negative 4.5. So this time I'm going to go to y equal to, and then for y2, the second one over here, enter negative 4.5. Okay. Then I graph the function. So this is a graph of function with both lines. So here we are interested to find the first positive points. And as you see here, I have the first positive points are going to be this one, and the other one over here, which I don't see that. So the first thing that I need to do here is to change the window of my graph. So I'm going to extend my window. The x value could be from, I can make the left side smaller, so negative 20, and make the right side bigger, 250. And then I can graph the function. Okay, now as you see, we have enough space to see all the 3 positive intersects. So I'm going to go second trace, then number 5 intersect. The first curve is here, the second one, and then we need to go on top of the first point. And that's here. Okay, so when y is negative 4.5, for the first intersect, x is 5.298. Then the second one, second trace, you go to number 5. Then again, first curve, then second curve, and then we go on top of the second point that we're looking for here. And this time x is 8.701. And finally the last one, second trace, and number 5, first curve, second curve. Since the point, the cursor is actually on top of the intersect, so you can just hit the enter for both first curve and second curve. It's already on both of them. Then we need to move to the intersect point over here and enter. So this is the last point. Now let's say if the question was asking you to find the first negative answer. Well, of course you had to go to this side of the graph. So I would go second trace, first, second trace, number 5, and then first curve, second curve, and then I would go to all the way to the left to stand on the top of this point, and then it will be equal to negative 17.2. So this is when you're asked to find a negative x value when y is negative 4.5. So I think you're ready to do all the other problems. Start working on all your other problems and let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day.